Hello students, welcome to this section of the class. Today we're going to talk about something different other than what we've talked about before. The last time we met, we talked about sounds, and the rest of them we've talked about grammar, about part of speech, and so many other things. Today we'll talk about, we'll look at how we can use what we've learned so far in writing. Today we're going to talk about something different, something that is very, very popular, is very, very common. A lot of people have been saying it. Our topic for today is letter writing. How do we write letter? Why do we write letter? We write letter because we want to communicate. We want to pass information from to someone. And we have two types of letter that is common. When I say types of letter, I'm talking about the common ones. We have the formal letter and the informal letter. Do not forget we have the one that is called the semi-formal letter. Today we'll be talking about the informal letter. When we say something is informal, that means that particular thing is not business connected. It's not serious. It's not something that has to do with an official capacity. An informal letter is a letter we write to people we know, a letter we write to people we are close to, and so we call it what? The informal letter. It's a kind of message you send to people who are very close to you. And who are those people that are close to you? Your loved ones, your friends, your family members, your classmates, and the rest of them. These are the people, or these are some of the people we regard to as close ones, our friends, people who are very close to us. And by so doing, in writing this kind of letter, we try to make it to look chatty, to look friendly. It's a friendly letter, so we mind our tone, or we don't mind the way we talk. Let me put it that way, because we are talking to a friend or a family member or somebody who are very close to, who must have contact with. And in writing an informal letter, it requires only one address. In writing an informal letter, only one address. And whose address are we talking about? You, the writer. The writer's address is what is required. Now, let's put it out here and see how we can write an informal letter. Let's start with the address first of all. Now, if I'm writing a letter to my friend who is at home, who has not been going to school, and I want to inquire from you, I want to give him information, I want to gist him on what is happening in my area, I'll have to use my own address. Let's imagine that my address goes like this. And let's look at this. Sheikh Abubakar Gumi Academy, plot 114, Asokoro, Abuja. Now this is just an imagine this of the one I will just make up. Let's say this is my address, Sheikh Abubakar Gumi Academy, plot 114, Asokoro, Abuja. This is the end of my address, but something definitely needs to come immediately after the address, and that is date. So write my date. Now if you notice, after each line, there is a comma. After each line, there is a comma. After each line, there is a comma. But when I get to Abuja, because this is the end of my address, I put what? A full stop. And after I finish writing my date, I put what? A full stop. That's to show you where the date stop and where the address stop. Now immediately after the address and the date, what comes next? The next thing is the salutation. Who are you writing to? Are you writing to a ghost? What is the name of that your friend? What is the name of that your family member you're writing to? You need to do that. And for you to do that, some students or some people made mistake by saying because they want their work to be neat, they will leave extra line. It is not advisable. Now, you should make sure that your work is neat, but do not leave unnecessary lines. Now, let's take this line here. We'll take Dear Salamatu. And put Dear Salamatu. We can put the favorite one I like, Dear Otondo. Alright, Dear Otondo. you put a comma. Now before you go into the next one, now let's look at this. Let's imagine that this is our notebook. Yes, this is our notebook, and we are writing our address. Now, this is where the first line starts. You can see that I gave space here from this particular line so that it shows that you are starting what your letter, your indentation. You have to give your space here, and then you start from here. I can start what we call the greeting. Now, I can't just write to people or to someone without even inquiring from the person. But it is much more better you express yourself. You'll tell the person if you have anything in your mind or something the person must have done, or maybe the person has written to you and you are happy that you received his letter and you are now writing back. Say something first, something, you can't just meet somebody and just start talking. You need to exchange pleasantries, you need to talk. And that is what will take the first paragraph. Then you need to write your letter in paragraphs. The greeting, whatever thing you want to say will have to be in the first paragraph. Then the second paragraph should be the message. What do you have to talk about? And do not forget, make sure that each paragraph has something that links them together. Something must link paragraph 1 to paragraph 2, and from paragraph 2 to paragraph 3, like that as you keep on going. Each of the idea you have to talk about, or whatever thing you want to tell him, make sure that you make it chatty. What do I mean by chatty? That's a language you can use. For example, how are you? I hope you are cool. And this is chatty to an extent. How are you? I hope you are cool. Now you can go on like this, you can read and say whatever you want to say, but do not forget that at the end of an informal letter, you are supposed to end it with what? Yours friendly, yours sincerely, yours love, yours whatever thing. But please, informal letter, you should not ever end it with yours faithfully. Once you end informal letter with yours faithfully, you spoil everything. Yours faithfully is used for formal letter. After yours sincerely or yours friend, yours enemy, yours partner in crime, yours otondo, yours whatever thing, the next thing is your name. No signature. Just your name and a full stop. After your yours faithfully or yours friendly, there should be a comma. For example, let's look at this. We have this here. You are writing here, yours sincerely. There should be a comma. Then I can put my name. I can write my name, Jude Peter. Full stop. This is what I'm talking about. So ending it, yours sincerely, Jude Peter. You end it that way. Now, if you are writing, these are some of the guidelines you need to follow. It's just like building a house. You need to know, how do I go about building that particular house? I should have a foundation. I should have my roofing. I should have a window. I should have a door. I should have another space where people can sit and be comfortable. There is something with writing. You need to make people be comfortable with whatever thing you're doing. There should be a salutation, there should be the body, and there should be a subscription, there should be an address, well written. That's what makes you, that's why you need to take this into practice on how to go about it. Now, I didn't write the body of the letter. If you notice here, I did not write the body of the letter. I just went straight to the address, the salutation, and the subscription. Left with the body, the introduction, and the body, and the rest of them. And I want you to do something for me. You feel this particular place. You are writing to Otondo. You can turn the Otondo to any other name you want to, but Otondo is the one I want to write to. So the next time we meet, we'll all come up with our own letter. I've given you the address, how the address should look like, how your salutation should look like, and how the ending should look like. Then what I want you to do is to get me the body, the introduction, and the body. That is your homework. We're talking about informal letters that are not formal, letters you can write to friends. So choose any of your friend, a family member, your your auntie, your classmate, your street, or the guy you play football with in the street there, the girl you visit, any person that is very close to you. You can just pick anybody and write a letter to that particular person. And I want to see something that is very, very neat and cool. Thank you. Remember, stay safe, stay cool.